Hello children, welcome back to my talks, and here I am again with standard 10th English, first flight, chapter 4. Okay, so let's begin with the story. This is from the diary of Annie Frank, okay, written by Annie Frank herself, and this is one of her diaries, a story from her diary. Okay, so let's begin with the story. So Annie actually, she writes a diary. Diary is what we write our day-to-day activities, everything what happens with us, okay, in a diary. So she feels actually in the very beginning that it's a very strange experience and nobody likes her, okay, and she wanted a friend to whom she can confide. She has quite many friends, she has a loving family, okay, everybody around her, but then she is in a need of a real friend, okay, and then in the need of a real friend, she starts writing diary. So that is how it happens. She's a bit depressed, and then she feels that paper has got more patience than people. Okay, paper has more patience. Paper can wait and watch. Whatever you write, it doesn't take decisions at that particular time. So she again feels that she will not let her diary to be read by anybody else. So she will write diary every day, and she named her diary as a best friend, a real friend. Okay, so then she wrote that she was completely alone in the world and she had loving parents. Okay, in the diary itself she writes about her own family, okay, loving parents, a 16-year-old sister, okay, and about 30 people around her as friends and all, family. Okay, but then she had aunts, everybody, but she did not have a true friend. Okay, and she thought of having good time when she was with her friends, but she could not get closer. She could not rely that much upon any one of her friends. Okay, and she admitted that it was her fault that she did not rely, but still, whatever be the reason, she did not have a true friend of her own. Okay, so she made diary her true friend, and she named the diary as Kitty. She started calling the diary as Kitty, that is Kitty. Okay, and what she did, she wrote a brief sketch in the diary. She wrote about her own life first, and then she didn't want anybody to know about it, but because diary was her best friend, she wrote about her life over there. Okay, that her father married her 25-year-old mother, okay, at the age of 36. When the father was 36, he married 25-year-old her mother. Okay, and her sister Margaret was born in Frankfurt in Germany 1926, and she was born on 12th June 1929. Okay, her father he migrated from Holland in 1933, and the mother Edith Hollander Frank went with her father to Holland. Okay, but she and her sister were sent to Aachen, Aachen, to stay with their grandmother, and then they went to Holland. Okay, so first she stayed with her grandmother, and then they all lived in Holland. Then about her school it is, she went to a Montessori nursery school. Okay, she stayed there until she was 6, and in 6th class her teacher was Mrs. Cubrus, and both had, like, when she was leaving the school, when she bade farewell, both the class teacher, that she was also the headmistress, okay, they bade a teary farewell to each other, had tears in their eyes. Then in the summer of 1941, okay, this is an incident, okay, it was summertime and 1941, the grandmother fell sick, okay, and she had to be operated. She died in January 1942, and she thought of her greatly and loved her still. So even after her death, Annie could not hold back. She always used to remember her grandmother, okay, and she loved her extremely. Okay, they celebrated Annie's birthday in 1942, and 4 of them were doing well till 20th June 1942. Then Annie wrote her diary again, and it was as we'll go further. So again, after the death of the grandmother, okay, she was all alone, and that time she felt the need of writing the diary. So she started. So that day, the day again, a day from Annie's diary is mentioned. So this was a day of declaration of results. Okay, and everybody in the class was in full tension, and the reason that whether they would go to the next class or not. Okay, so they were betting each other. They had bets with the other boys, okay, who would pass and who will not. So betting was going on among the girls and boys. And again, Annie says that she found the teachers most unpredictable creatures on the earth. Okay, why? Because seeing the teachers, you cannot know what results they have made for you. So they cannot be predicted. They are unpredictable. And she was worried about her other friends, okay, and herself also. She knew that she would pass, but still she was not good at maths. So she was not sure for maths. Otherwise, she would. And she wanted to tell her friends not to lose heart and wait for a good result. Okay, and she was very talkative. Annie was very talkative. So she went, like all the teachers, more about all the teachers liked her. Okay, but the maths teacher, Mr. Kissing, okay, was a very dull person. And he used to get annoyed when she talked lots. Okay, and always, like whenever she was caught talking, he used to give some extra homework to her for writing essays. So once he gave her chatterbox to write essay on a chatterbox. Okay, she was unable to understand what she would write in that, but still she wrote about it. Okay, she wrote the essay on the chatterbox, and she used to do all the extra homework given by the maths teacher, Mr. Kissing. Okay, and then she wrote 3 pages essay about to her satisfaction about a chatterbox. Okay, and she wrote that talking was a feature of a student. Like every child, every student loved to talk. That was written, and the mother also used to talk much. All that she wrote it. She wrote that this habit of hers she has inherited from her mother. And for a few days she tried to be quiet. Okay, so Mr. Kissing, after reading her essay, he laughed, and again she started talking, and he gave her, she did not stop talking as permanently, so gave her another essay to write. That was an incorrigible chatterbox. Okay, a chatterbox who cannot be stopped. Okay, a chatterbox who cannot change, something like that. Okay, and again she wrote the essay to her satisfaction, and she again asked her, again after that she came back, and she was asked to write an essay again. Quack, quack, quacks had said Mistress Chatterbox. So this was the third essay which the maths teacher asked her to write. Okay, and when the essay was given to her, the whole class laughed at her, and she wanted to write something original now. And her friend was a good poet. She used to write poetry, so she also helped her to write the essay in verse form. Okay, and this time she wrote a poem. She finished her poem. Okay, and she wrote in a poetic form. And what she wrote was, there was a mother duck and a father swan, and they had 3 baby ducklings. Okay, and the 3 ducklings were beaten to death by the father. Means the father killed the 3 ducklings. And why? Because they quacked too much. Okay, they kept on quacking. As we talk, the ducklings quack. So because of the quacking, the father got angry and killed. Luckily, Mr. Kissing, okay, he took the joke in a right way, and he understood his mistake and what the child wanted to say. And after that, from that time onwards, he stopped giving any essays to her, allowed her to talk, and he himself also made jokes sometimes in the class to keep a light atmosphere, okay, a light environment in the class. So this was the whole story from the diary of Annie Frank. Okay, except not the whole diary is given over here. A part, an incident from her diary is given into this. Okay, from Annie Frank. She is the author, and this is her diary. So children, hope you must have understood. Okay, and a very beautiful one, lesson for the elders as well. Okay, so give a big thumbs up. Okay, and share it with your friends. Thank you all. Thank you for watching.